Hi everybody, how are you today? I'm East Coast Pete and this is Midrock Crisis, the program that asks the question, what's happened to rock? Midnight Oil. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't judge a band until you've listened to the first 3 albums. It's a genuine pleasure to review these guys. Like Blue Oyster Cult, I wasn't aware of their early work until now. I knew of the video, Beds Are Burning from MTV. It was like, oh look, they still have punk rock in Australia, how quaint. My eyes were pried wide open when I finally listened to their first 3 albums. Peter Garrett on vocals, Bob Hurst drums, Jim Morgini guitars and keys, Martin Rotze guitar, and Bones Hillman on bass. Midnight Oil first congealed in Sydney in 1972. They gigged for 6 years before recording, resulting in a widespread cult following to deserve and receive their first hard rockin' album. Contemporaries in Australia include INXS, AC/DC, Crowded House, Men at Work, and in the 60s, the Easy Beats. Oil is pro-environment, in the extreme, anti-nuke, pro-Indigenous peoples, solidly Australia's best-loved band, even though Aussie press once called them narrow and xenophobic. They became outspokenly anti-mainstream media, adding to their charisma. Known first for their chops and their lefty lyrical stance, mass appeal in the land down under, and then a gusher for the rest of the world. 78 Midnight Oil, Garrett's 6'6" frame, frenetic dancing, and a voice so treble-esque it cuts through the roaring rhythm section. Use of jazz chords in a hard rock format and called punk rock, but not like hardcore, more like just really hard, tasteful rock. Called Aussie, pronounced Aussie. S apparently is an American letter. Whenever you see an S, just say Z. Midnight Oil is considered Aussie surf rock. Powderworks, the single, but the whole album is a potent brew, very re-listenable. Powderworks was also the band's label, but they were distributed by CBS. Surfing with a Spoon, Dust, Nothing Lost, Nothing Gained, hook after hook, riff after riff, top to bottom and front to back. The album became known as the Blue Meanie because of its dark jacket. 79, Head Injuries. Signed by Columbia Records, Platinum, as of 2014, 200 gigs home and abroad in the first year. No singles, but like the first album, quality beginning to the conclusion. Cold, Cold Change, Naked Flame is timeless and relentless. Bones Hillman left the band due to illness and stress. Peter Gifford takes his spot on bass. 1980, Bird Noises. It's an extended play and it went to Aussie number 30. 4 near-perfect songs in a perfectly ugly sleeve. No Time for Games and I'm the Cure are the standouts. 1981, Place Without a Postcard, very strong and catchy. Don't Wanna Be the One is the first track. Stone's Glyn Johns produced. But he and the band mixed like oil and water. Someone else to blame. First so-so song. Oil poised to flood the international airwaves. 1982. 109876543321. This is their commercial breakthrough. Power and Passion and U.S. Forces are singles. The album climbed to Aussie number 3. One fervent anthem after another, Oil has overflowed, producing themselves with potent assist from Nick Lonay. In 84, Red Sails in the Sunset. This year saw Peter Gannett enter professional politics, running for a Senate seat. Red Sails went to number 1. When the Generals Talk and Best of Both Worlds were singles, Steve Sleehart depicts Sydney after a nuclear attack. 1985, the EP Species Deceases returns to heavy, hard rock. This EP was where the band lived and breathed. Critics quote, "This music is what Australia sounds like." Tracks Progress, Hercules, Blossom and Blood, and Pictures are standouts. This is their first EP to go to number 1 in Australia. In 1987, Diesel and Dust was an international hit. Dead Heart and Beds Are Burning. There were world tours, vast popularity. Rolling Stone magazine's best album of '88, and the 13th best album of the '80s. In '90, Blue Sky Mining. Garrett is now the Aussie Minister of the Environment. He pays less attention to his music career, but he wants to use his fame to enact his strong political agenda. The album's well received, number 1 on the ARIA list. 1990, the Green Disc promotional collection was released by CBS. In 1992, the live album Screamin' Blue was released. Like the Grateful Dead, Midnight Oil is best heard live. 93, Earth, Sun and Moon went to number 2. Truganini, less rocking, but a shout out to Australians to honor Tasmanian culture. 1996, Breathe, number 3. Raw, low-key, and laid back. Midnight Oil still is not refined. In 97, 10,000 Watt RSL compilation album went number 1 in Australia and number 18 in New Zealand. 1998, Redneck Wonderland to number 7, Hard and Industrial, the ARIA number 3. Not cutting edge, but still bubbling with potency. 2000, The Real Thing live with a bonus track of interview material. 2002, Capricornia, stripped back, lean, electric, and bare acoustic, named for the Tropic of Capricorn. Oil's last studio album, barring an anniversary reunion. Now in 2013, Peter Garrett retired from politics. If you want to see him, check out his back catalog. Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins anticipates an Oil reformation. He says, "They are the best live act I ever saw." So I know you're going to reach into your YouTube library and check out some of their stuff. I liked it so much, I decided to do this presentation. I hope you liked it. Please hit like if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. See you next time, everyone.